I'm finna tell y'all how witchcraft, betrayal, and a flat tire created my album Pheromone. And let us begin. Pandemic, pretty much. And I was like really heartbroken. So this lady walks in the studio and I had never seen her before. She had dreads, very calm, very ethereal type of energy coming off of her. She was like, what's wrong? Like, you can be so much. This was her first time meeting me. And she had like a lot of good things to say, but she was like, I can tell that something's wrong with you emotionally, like you're heartbroken. Like she was reading me down to a T. I don't know if y'all ever dealt with a person like that. Like, I don't want to say psychic. She was in tune, like a true empath. I don't know, in so many words, long story short, y'all, I told her that this dude played up in my face once his boyfriend, whatever, got out of prison. And I wanted, in so many words, I was in a low vibrational state. I just wanted the dude to love me. So I asked her for a pheromone oil. Lo and behold, she pulls out said oil. And she was like, I'm going to give this to you, but I'm going to let you know you already got it. This is just going to amplify what you have. Don't say I didn't warn you, because when it comes, you're not going to be able to stop it. And I was unprepared for what happened. And y'all, I should have heeded that lady warning. Okay, part 2 of a love spell going extremely wrong. I started applying the oil exactly how she told me to. I even went some steps further and started ingesting the oil, bathing in the oil. Like, I wanted to basically become one with the oil. The crazy thing is, the dude who I wanted to fall in love with me, we'll call him Brown for the sake of this video. Brown and me never saw each other again, and after using the oil, I instantly fell like out of attraction for him. But real quick, because it's important for the story, Brown, facial hair, tall, skinny, light skin, muscular build, has top fade. Like, he had a specific look about him, slim. While I'm using the oil, I am noticing like dudes are coming right and left to just basically drop at my feet for a chance to talk to me. So this one particular dude that I started talking to, we'll call him Jamal. Jamal was seemingly really, really sweet in the beginning. While we're in the act, if you catch what I'm saying, he asked me twice, will you be my man? Will you be my man? But it's in a low murmur. Like, I can hear it clear as day, but it's just a low, weird vibe, because his voice is high pitched, but his voice at this point is almost like somebody was talking through him. So I was like, no, I'm not just gonna jump into a relationship. I've been hurt before. Let's talk, date, exclusively date, and then be in a relationship. He was like, no, be my man, be my man. Okay, so finally I just said, you know what? Let's be together. It lasts all of 4 days until he comes to me and say, oh, I meant to tell you that I was talking to somebody else. And I was like, bye, I'm kind of done with it. He was like, I don't want to lose you. He comes to my house. I mean, he's banging on all the windows, but he bangs on each window 3 times. Then he just leaves, or so I thought he did. So I go outside to open the door. He bum rushes in. What are you doing? I already told you I didn't want to play these type of games, this, that, and the third. I just want you to go away from me. That's literally what I said. I want you to go away from me. Almost instantly, like, he snapped out of some type of trance. He was like, okay, I'll go, but I'm going to be back. Okay, hey everybody, I'm back. This is part 3 of a love spell going extremely wrong. And happy Valentine's Day to all my lovers out there. And if you haven't, check out my new album, Pheromone, which is about this Storytime. So, last we left off, Jamal said he was going to be back. From that point on, I'm keeping my options open. The first dude who I was talking to after Jamal, his name, we going to call for the sake of this video, Biggie. He was heavy set. One of his eyes was cocked. Sweet personality. Really liked him as a person. Biggie was, I guess, heartbroken over his ex, and every time we talked, it was just about his ex. Like he just felt so heartbroken about how they did him, and we kind of bonded over both of us having basically shitty relationships or whatever. Y'all see my little flowers up there? Somebody got me. Me and Biggie never like really went past go. I started talking to another dude, same time I'm talking to Biggie. We'll call Didi. Me and Didi, I actually thought was like perfect. Everything was good. Me and Didi literally stopped talking because he said he had a dream about me. And I was like, dang, it was that serious that you had a dream? He was like, yes, it started becoming a reoccurring nightmare. And I feel like there's something attached to you. I was like, so what was happening in the dream? He was like, in the dream, it was this shadowy figure following you everywhere. And they would be hurting people who would try and get close to you. I don't know if that was spirit talking through him, but it started happening. I would start talking to dudes, and just out of nowhere, they would stop talking to me. And I'm thinking like, okay, they infatuated, they falling at their feet, the oil is working. Why are they running like away from me, like they're almost shook and terrified? Come to find out, I didn't see Jamal for a minute, but Jamal was seeing these dudes. I don't know how Jamal was finding who I was talking to or like what type of research he was doing, but when I say Jamal was on it, anytime I was talking to a dude, he would be messaging them from fake pages. He would be popping up at their whereabouts, their jobs and stuff like this, and I did not find out any of these things until after the fact. So one day, I'm going to the gym and I see this particular type of car. Yeah, the car is an Altima, but it's like a gold Altima, and it's the same car that Brown used to drive. So I'm going to check the mail in my complex. I see the car. I go to work. I see the car. But I'm thinking this can't possibly be the same car. So I was like, one day I just got to get behind the car and see the license plate number there where I can see if I'm just still seeing the same reoccurring car, or if I'm just, you know how sometimes you'll be looking for a car or you'll be thinking of something, you start seeing cars of that every type of color. So I'm thinking, is it that type of situation, or is this really the same type of car? Am I being stalked right now? Boom. One day I finally get behind the car. Now, it wasn't consecutive 3 sixes, but it was a six towards the beginning, one in the middle, one at the end. So the license plate had 666. Granted, license plate can come in any form, fashion, whatever, but I just thought it was weird. So I kept seeing the same gold Altima with 36 on it. And I was like, okay, I need to see who this person is. Y'all, when I tell you, this is the part that shook me to my core, when I could have screamed, cried, and because it was such a mind. Finally, I'm at work. The same car pulls back up. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna sit outside, forget clocking in. I need to see who gets out of this car. I kid you not. I told y'all I never seen Brown again. The person who got out of the car literally looked as if somebody peeled Brown's face off and put it on a thinner, less muscular, shorter person. They had the exact same face. Look, it's almost like, I hate to say it, a demonic clone. It just seemed like a demonic clone, I promise you. So, but the weird thing was, like I said, after taking the oil, I wasn't attracted to Brown anymore. So when I saw this person, I was like, that's so creepy. Everybody has a doppelganger, but this was something else. Like, I couldn't put my finger on. So he gets out of the car. He was like, hey, how long you been working here? I was like, you know, I've been here for like a couple of months. And he was like, yeah, I've been watching you. For the sake of the video, we're going to call this person Brown 2.0. Same car as Brown. Same face as Brown. This literally seems like Brown. I'm talking to him and I'm almost comfortable with him like I would be comfortable with Brown. Let's give him a chance against my better judgment. Me and him exchanged numbers. I went ahead, told him like, hey, I don't have time to play games. He was like, no, I can tell there's something special about you and I'm going to be around for a while. Like, I'm not going anywhere either. Part 4 of a love spell going extremely wrong. Okay, so from this point, me and Brown 2.0 started talking. And it's getting to the point, me personally, I hate good morning sex. This is me. But he woke up every day for like 30 days straight and he texts me, good morning. So we having conversations, but it's very surface level, very dry, very boring. Like, it's just like holding a conversation for the sake of holding a conversation. Me and Brown 2.0 comes over one day, and this is how I knew something was off about every dude that was sticking. Like, it was dudes that was coming, but like I said, dudes would be randomly leaving at the time, me not knowing because of Jamal. So one day Brown 2.0 comes over and we start doing the do. I don't know how to phrase this for TikTok, y'all. So we're doing the do in a particular situation, just typical standard position. While in that position, I feel him, like, I don't feel him clawing on my back. I feel him drawing on my back. Like, he's doing something, but it's a very intricate whatever he's doing, but it seems intentional. And I thought that was weird. All of a sudden, y'all, boom, 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 it's a knock on my door. Can y'all guess who it is? It's so, first of all, the apartment is thin. But boom, 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 boom. When I say it was a knock on the door so hard, it shook the walls in the apartment. I thought it was a thunderstorm outside. So I hear the banging on the door. It's like 2 o'clock in the morning. So I'm knowing it's not maintenance. I'm knowing nobody really comes to my apartment, 1. And then 2, if they do come, they're not showing up unannounced. So I get up and I go to the door. I don't open it this time just because I'm thinking it's Cuckoo, it's Jamal. Lo and behold, I say, who is this? Who is it? Man, it's Jamal. Who you got up in there? How do you know this? So I was like, you know what? Dude, you need to go away from me. He was like, no, this time I'm not going anywhere. I said, how do you even, this is me talking through the door now. I'm asking, how do you even know that I have anybody in here? It gets dead quiet. Deafening quiet. It gets cold. My phone, ping, 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 ping. I'm getting a slew of text messages. Look at my phone. It is indeed from Jamal. Jamal sends me a slew of pictures. The pictures, y'all, are literally from inside of my apartment. He has cameras set up in my apartment. Keep in mind, Jamal has only been to my apartment 1 time. He also sends me a slew of angry text messages calling me all kind of B's and H's and, oh, you sleep around with this person, but I see ain't none of them dudes sticking around. I'm gonna run everybody off away from you. You ain't gonna have nobody but me. I build up the courage, grab me a little out of the drawer, and I open the hallway. Y'all, the entire hallway, now it's lights in the hallway leading up to my apartment on both ends. It is completely black. Like somebody went and bust all the lights out of the hallway. I instantly closed the door back because it's cold, it's quiet, the lights are off. It's weird. I turn back around, boom, right in my face. Brown 2.0 is there. But then he has a look in his face. He was like, so what you got going on? I was like, just a crazy ex. He was like, yeah, we all got them. You need to get that in check. But he seems like, I get that some people would feel some type of way, but this was weird. And then I already told y'all, he said he's not going anywhere either. This is the same look in his face, same trance that Jamal was doing. So I was like, hey, it's just a lot of craziness going on because I didn't want to tell him about the text messages and all the pictures in the apartment because keep in mind we were in the act, so he has you on camera too. But I don't want to tell him this at this point in time. So I was like, hey, at this point, it's just better if you go ahead and go. And, you know, I'll catch up with you tomorrow. I was like, let me put on my shoes and, you know, get my, because I'm going to walk you downstairs. Is the lights out or whatever. And he was like, the lights off. It wasn't off when I got up here. He was just acting like he knew the lights weren't off. What I was like, I just checked out there, like the lights, it must have been like some type of surge or something went on. I don't know if the lights are off. So he opens the door. He's like, see, told you the lights are on. And he just abruptly walks out of the apartment. I was like, okay, cool. I was like, you know, let me know that you made it to the house safely. Go back. I'm tearing up my apartment, y'all, because I need to know, where are the cameras? Like, how did you send me a picture in my home of me that I don't know where the camera's at? And I'm not being funny, y'all. I'm very much a minimalist type person. So I'm looking at the pictures and I'm trying to line it up to where the camera could be in the house. I found nothing. Okay, this is part 5 of a love spill going extremely wrong. Sorry for the lateness, y'all. Work has been crazy. So, last time, Jamal sent me pictures inside my apartment. I need to go to the rent office, see if they can send maintenance out here to check the walls, the vents, whatever they have to do to let me know, one, are there actual cameras in here, which at this point I know, and then 2, how did the cameras get in here? Or possibly if they can just move me to a whole new unit altogether. As I'm getting dressed to leave out of the apartment, I get another knock on the door. I'm like, okay, what is this? Open the door. It's this man name, which he said his name was this. This is not even for TikTok purposes. And TikTok, I'm not being funny when I say this. He said his name was Shaft. So I'm like, hey, how you doing? He was like, yeah, I work at the rent office. Mind you, I had never seen this man before a day in my life. I had only been at the apartment complex for 3 months. And like I said previously in like part 1 or 2, Jamal helped me get the apartment. Like he would take me apartment hunting, and it, long story short, it was his idea to move to this particular apartment complex. Okay, boom. He was like, yes, we haven't received payment in over a year. And I'm like, I haven't been staying here nothing but 3 months. He was like, oh, well, you owe a balance of 10 bands. Excuse me, sir. I have no idea what you're talking about. I pull up the app on the phone. Rent is paid. There's nothing there. He's talking about it's a glitch in the system. We're going to need this money up front, or we're going to ask you to vacate the premises, and we're going to file an eviction. I said, one, I know the law. Evictions don't work like that. I'm going to have to deal with you at another time because I have a serious situation going on in my apartment. Me and him gets to going back and forth for a cute little minute until I was like, you know, kind of get out my way. I got other things to go handle because at this point, I'm on 10. You talking crazy. I got a stalker. And Brown 2.0 never texts me to let me know that he made it home safely. So at this point, I'm worried about him because I'm thinking Jamal probably did something to him. I go to the rent office and I'm sitting down and I'm talking to the lady that I'm familiar with. But this time, her energy and her vibe is off. Normally, she's bubbly, happy, this, that, and the third. And she just seemed like she was looking over her shoulder. Her boss was in, okay, so she's in one cubicle. Her boss is like behind her in this big window with his desk facing like you as soon as you walk in. So I'm sitting down, I'm talking to her, and I'm asking her about, can she send maintenance out? And she was like, no, she can't. But then I see her writing on one of the business cards. So she was like, no, we kind of don't handle issues like that. You have to file a police report and it's impossible to move you to another unit. And then I asked her, I was like, what about somebody came to my apartment, somebody I owe 10 bands, and she kind of like, Shaft. And I was like, huh? She was like, I'm sorry, just abruptly, I gotta go on lunch, this, that, and the third, and then she slides me the card. On the card is, of course, her cell number, but on there, she was like, call ASAP. At this point, I'm like, okay, it's something else going on here that's really, really weird. So as soon as I leave out the rent office, I go ahead and text her like, hey, this is my government name. call me when you get a chance. So I meet up with her and she was like, hey, by any chance, are you talking to a dude named Jamal? I said, yeah. Well, I was, but he's kind of crazy. She said, I just wanted to go ahead and warn you that this is not the first situation we had. She said, Jamal's not right. He's been in some dark stuff. He got evicted from the apartment complex one time before. They gave me a whole rundown spill on him. She showed me pictures of when he used to stay out there. It looks like dried up blood is on the walls, the floor, all over the place. I'm thinking, did he murder somebody? She was like, no, we found like dogs, cats, even like some chickens, bones in his guest room. He used to stay out here, so now it makes sense why you would tell me to come out here. But I was like, okay, so what's up with the cameras or whatever? She's like, more than likely, the cameras are in the vent. She said Jamal knew her boss. She was like, more than likely, he gave him the key to your apartment. If I was you, I wouldn't advise that you stay there tonight or any other night. He won't let me move you to another unit. After that, I called my homegirl. And I'm like, hey, I need to go crash with you a couple of days. I left a lot of stuff there just simply because I didn't want it to make it seem like she tipped me off about something and then she get in trouble for it. Unfortunately, I never saw her again when I did eventually go back to the apartment. Okay, so from that point, I'm calling Brown 2.0, blowing this phone up, trying to see, hey, are you all right? Are you alive? Still no answer, still no text. I say, y'all, a good couple of days go by. I finally hear from him again. It never dawned on me that out of everybody that is coming my way and talking to me, this is the only one sticking around. So I should have known something was up. Because what the saying is, a snake won't kill a snake. Finally hear from Brown 2.0, and it's very, hey, how you been? Like nothing transpired, like nothing was going on. I was like, I ain't heard from you now. I was worried this time. He was like, oh, I was just giving you time to work out what you had going on. He was like, let's go out, catch up, let there be water under the bridge. We can just get together and see how things going. This is where the story gets really creepy because I want to tell y'all what is happening, but I want y'all to see it how I saw it. So we go out to this restaurant and we're eating. Ironically enough, the restaurant is across the street from where Brown used to stay, the original Brown. So we out there talking. All of a sudden, I see a swarm of police cars just going down the street. Then I see an ambulance go down the street. I'm like, this is crazy or whatever. Whole time he's having a conversation, talking my ear off about relationships, being together, this, that, and the third, blase, blase, blase. So I go ahead and confess to him like, hey, I got a crazy ex that had cameras in my apartment. That's what the whole abrupt leaving thing was. He was like, yeah, I figured. Ambulance is now coming back down the street. He was like, hey, so what do you think about making us official? Keep in mind, I'm still not attracted to this dude on that level. He was like, so, you know, you can come move in with me. And I'm like, this is kind of fast. Granted, we did do other things, but this is kind of fast. Talking about moving in with you and this, that, and third. He was like, well, I can protect you because as long as I'm with you, nobody's ever going to touch you again. So he was like, so we finna go to your homegirl house, get your stuff, and then we're going to go to your apartment and get the rest of the things. So we go pick up my stuff from my homegirl's house. Boom, we shoot to my old apartment complex. And I stop by the rent office to, one, tell them, hey, what I'm about to do and all the crazy stuff that's been going on. Going there to see Alexis, her boss comes out and says, oh, she no longer works here. I was like, okay, any reason for leaving? Did she tell you blase, blase, blase? He was like, oh, that's none of your concern. She'll be all right. She should have thought about what she did. And I was like, what did she do? He says, once again, that's none of your concern. And he was like, and granted, I understand you want to break the lease, but what you did to the apartment before you left was not okay. I said, I didn't do anything to the apartment before I left. I got my stuff and left. Keep in mind, I know that he knows Jamal, and he may kind of know at this point, so we're both playing semantics. So he, me, and Brown 2.0 go up to my apartment. So y'all, we walk into the apartment and it reeks. Like, it smells like sewage. Look around, everything is trashed. Clothes thrown here, TV busted, tables busted. Everything's basically destroyed. There's nothing for me to get out of the apartment. On the wall is dried up blood and what looks like to be feces, because I'm assuming that's what the odor is coming from. But it's smeared on the walls and it's different symbols. I don't know. I had never seen any of these symbols before. Smeared on the wall. And I was like, I looked towards the landlord. I'm like, you know for a fact I didn't do this. And we started going back and forth a little bit. I was like, you know for a fact I didn't do this. He was like, how could anybody else have done this? Who did you give a key to? I said, no, who did you give a key to? Because from my understanding, you do know Jamal, right? He looked at me with a small look on his face like, oh. Okay, so from this point, me and Brown just leave, go to his house. I'm getting settled in. I get a text from Biggie. Biggie, if y'all remember previous story, nice person, sweet, this and third. Biggie is in the military. He's overseas. He just calling, having conversations. I'm giving him the whole rundown. I'm in a relationship. I had to leave my apartment. Crazy ex. So he was like, well, it's cool with you being in a relationship. You know, I still like to be friends if that's cool. And I was like, okay, it shouldn't be a problem. This and third. Let me know when you get back. He was like, I get back in, and pay attention to this now. He said he gets back in 2 weeks. Out of nowhere, I'm walking towards the kitchen, and Brown 2.0 was like, oh my God, this is so weird. But he's laughing like hysterically. And it was like this weird ass, like evil villain laugh. I was like, what's so funny? He said, this dude looks just like me. So I was like, let me see or whatever. So I look at the phone. Y'all, I instantly burst out in tears. Brown, the original one, is dead. He's looked at me like, why are you crying? I was like, that was, at one point in time, the love of my life. When I say, keep in mind, my hands are in my face like I'm crying. When I say this dude had to have drawn back to the moon, and he hit me so freaking hard, and proceeds to say, I'm the love of your life now. I'm in shock. I'm hysteric. I'm not even in the headspace to put up that much of a fight with you. And I was like, do you not have any type of compassion, no sympathy, or like you ain't got no type of heart? Somebody just died. There's somebody's son, brother, this, that, and third, whatever. And this was his words. But like he's hollering and screaming, I don't know what you want me to do about it. And if you miss him so bad, I can send you packing with him. At that moment, my mind just kind of went blank. And it was almost like I was sitting in a dark room because everything started replaying in my head. Literally, the time you were asking to be in a relationship with me, he had just gotten killed. So I'm asking, like, let me see the phone, like, how did he die? And this is when the real nightmare began. This is part 8 of a love spell going extremely wrong. From this point, I done kind of calmed down a little bit. I'm still trying to figure out what happened with Brown. So I asked him, can you just let me see the phone? How did he die? Can you at least tell me? So he told me somebody stabbed him. He finally shows me his phone. Okay, so Brown had indeed been stabbed in his house, but also there were cuts on his face. Oddly enough, if y'all go back to part 1, I told y'all me and Brown kind of stopped talking because his little boo or whoever just got out of prison. That's the person who shares the post. I guess, I don't know if it was in a mocking way or because to this day, it's an unsolved case. I don't know if it was in a mocking way that he was saying, dang, like he was almost confessing to something, or was it was mocking regardless. Or was it mocking like, oh, you should have did right by me and blah, blah, blah. This wouldn't have happened to you. So I was just indecisive. Catch this night. He was like, it's been an emotional night for you. I may have acted in ways that you didn't like, but honestly, I'm not finna apologize because I have my feelings too. Right. And he was like, we can just go to bed. You can sleep in the bedroom. I'll sleep on the couch. Cool. Go to bed, wake up, go to work the next day, still trying to wrap stuff around my head. I then go back home. He is there. Keep in mind, I don't know where or how he got his money, but Brown barely worked. I'm just wondering, how are you not working, but you're keeping up this lifestyle? All right, so then he's like, let's do a couple games. I was like, okay, you don't want to have a conversation? She's like, man, leave it alone. Let's not bring that up. I was like, okay, I'm going to sit here and play the game with him because all at work I had been thinking about an exit plan, but like, what's going on here? So I'm just trying to keep the peace at this point. So he pulls out 2 sheets of paper, whatever, the first game we playing or whatever, this, that, and the third. And then he asked me about, what is this oil that you have in your bag? I was like, you went through my bag. He said, this is my house. Everything in here is my property, including you. Still face, not angry, just saying it like he knew this to be a fact. I went ahead and told him the truth. I said, it's a pheromone oil, blase, 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 blah, 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 blah. He was like, okay, I like that for you. That's probably what drew me into you. He was like, so do you practice? Practice in terms of what? And he was like, don't worry about it. I was like, okay, cool. Why bring it up if you ain't finna elaborate? He was like, I bet you got pretty handwriting. I was like, it's terrible, actually. He was like, you probably just insecure. Let me see. So, and he was like, we're gonna see who got the better handwriting. He's like, I'm gonna write your name, your full name, and you're gonna write my full name on the paper. He said we're gonna write it 3 times on a sheet of paper. We lay the paper out, write the names. I was like, okay, we write each other names 3 times, cursive, whatever. He was like, let me see. He was like, yeah, it could be better. I was like, okay, I told you, my cursive print ain't that good. Like, whatever. So he was like, okay, now fold it to you. We finna make some out of this. I'm like, you do origami. Fold it up towards us. And I was like, okay, so what do we do next? He takes the paper. He said, that's it. I said, what's this? What you got on? He was like, we just did a little spell. I knew nothing about no type of spell work, magic, none of this at this point in time. And I was like, I said, you a warlock, you do witchcraft, I'm asking all these questions, like, that's weird, like, what's up with that? I said, and you really think that a piece of paper gonna make me fall in love with you? He said, and you think that your pheromone oil is not working? In my head, I'm thinking, dang, he got me. Good point. So I got ahead of myself too fast. While we're writing each other's name, he's bringing up good memories. Keep in mind, there are far and few, but he's specifically honing in on the good memories. We have no more arguments. It's no beef. It's straight peace. Like, it's a beautiful relationship. At this point in time, I started to develop feelings. He started opening up about childhood trauma, but he had been through a lot of different stuff. Everything seems good. So one day he's like, my brother's finna come over here. He having some problems. I was like, I didn't know you had a brother. He was like, well, it's not my blood brother, but for the sake of this video, I'm not going to say the organization's name. And if y'all pick up what I'm putting down, there's an organization that it's been around for a while. It's all men. I'm not saying all of them are bad or this, that, and the third, but he's like, his brother's coming over and they're a part of this brotherhood. I was like, okay.